Father, I ask you to take care of them, because I am coming to you, but they are still in the world. They believe that you have sent me, because they believe the word. And now I pray for them, that they will be strengthened. In the Diocese of Camden, as you know, we celebrate the Ascension Thursday last Thursday, because that was a wish that our bishops decide that they will leave that feast on the day, proper day. And today, after the Ascension, we have the last Sunday of Easter. And as you know, next Sunday we celebrate the fullness of Easter, Pentecost. In the first reading today, we recognize that the apostles, although Jesus told them on the mountain before he ascended to go and teach on nations, they are so full of fear. And because of that fear, they lock themselves in the cenacle. And now they are there, not alone, but with Mary, the mother of Jesus. Because although the Holy Spirit was not given to them yet, Mary was full of the Holy Spirit. In fact, she is the bride of the Holy Spirit, and she kept them together till the one promised by the Father through her Son will come upon them. In the Gospel today, we continue to meditate on one of the beautiful prayers that Jesus ever spoke. It's called the priestly prayer. And Jesus spoke this prayer at the Last Supper. He knows that he was about to go to the Father, because that was the plan. That he came from the Father to suffer, to die, and to rise, to bring salvation and the promise of salvation, the resurrection, to those who believe in him. And although he knows that he has to go to the Father to fulfill the plan and the wish of the Father, he felt for those whom he is going to leave behind. Because he knows once the shepherd is taken, there is going to be a lot of discrepancy, especially by the one who wants to destroy the church, and that was Satan. We know that Jesus prayed to the Father, Father, as I come to you, they are still in the world. He knows that the world is not going to accept them. The world is going to test them. The world is going to persecute them. The world is going to really put them to shame, because they believe in the one that you have sent. But I ask you, deliver them from all this and give them the courage that they need to remain united. As you, Father, and I, we are one. I want them to be one with us, so the world will come to believe by their union among them that you have sent me. And then Jesus prayed also for himself. In fact, the prayer is divided into three parts. Prayer for himself, prayer for the apostles, pray for each one of us. He prayed for him that God will strengthen him. Although he was doing the will of the Father, as a human being, he was terrified to go to the Passion. And so he asked the Father, even before he began the Passion drama, Father, if it is your will, take away this chalice from me, but not my will be done, but yours. And although Jesus was terrified, he knows that this has to be, because this is the purpose of his coming into the world. After asked the Father to strengthen him, then he prayed for the apostles. I pray for them, because they are the one who believe in me, that you have sent me. They have accepted the word that I gave them, which is the word you gave me to give them. And now I am coming, but they are still in the word, and I know what the word is going to do to them, as they did to me. If the word did not recognize me, they are not going to recognize them. And so I pray for them, Lord, that you will strengthen them, that you will give them the courage, that you will be with them. And as I come to you, I still remain with them in that power of the Holy Spirit that my mother is endures with, so that they will remain faithful. And so now Jesus is praying for you and me. I pray that those who listen to them, those who hear their word and believe it, they too will be saved. And then, of course, we go to that second letter of third reading today, which is the first letter of Peter, where he insists on us that we need to understand that the mission of Christ is the mission of each one of us. As Christ was given the torture and passion which he does not deserve it because he was the just one, we now have to undergo the same tribulations so that we continue to live and to continue to make Jesus present in our suffering and continue to participate in that suffering of Jesus on Calvary, to continue his mission, to continue his dying, to continue his rising. And that is really what Christian is all about. Christians are people who die and rise, die and rise. The human nature make us sometimes going down, but the grace of God, the power of the Holy Spirit within us will raise us up and bring us back to the fold. What these readings has to all say to us? This reading is important for each one of us because Jesus said, I will not leave you orphans. I will be with you. And Jesus is with us in the word that we speak and we break together. Jesus is with us in the Blessed Sacrament. Jesus is with us in the sacraments of the church. Jesus is with us in the gathering of us, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I will be there. And so his presence is what the theme of the Sunday is all about. So when the heavy cross is on your shoulders because of tribulations of sickness, death, or anything that comes down the pike, remember you are not alone. Remember you are a Christian. And Jesus is side by side with you. Although you are suffering, if you let him take the power of your cross and come to him, he will give you peace. He will give you assistance. He will be there to tell you that this is not going to be the end. This is part of your suffering for your glorification. My dear people, the opening prayer today is so beautiful. You promise to remain with us, and you are with us till the end of time. And so we don't need to be discouraged when the life's crosses and tribulations come our way, because we know that we have Jesus side by side with us, who is going to really help us tremendously, even when we think that this is the end. When we think that there is no one to help us, we feel that an ointment come upon us, and that ointment is the power of the Holy Spirit that Jesus has given to us, because he has called us to the fountain of baptism and through the gift of the sacrament of confirmation. As we continue to prepare for Pentecost, we open our hearts during these prayers of the novena that we are saying during this time, and ask the Holy Spirit, as he has opened the hearts of the disciples, from coward people made them so courageous, from people who are afraid to even appear in front of people to go and speak the truth to people, from people that although they speak the truth to them, they try to destroy them, they put them in prison, they try to kill them. They were not afraid, because that ointment of the Holy Spirit, that inflame of the Holy Spirit was so burning within them that they cannot stop. Mention Jesus, make Jesus known, and make his message be known to the corners of every part of the world. And so we too, during this Sunday that we look like we are orphans because the Lord has been taken up to heaven, remember, Jesus did not abandon us, but Jesus is now our pattern. Where the head has gone, the body will follow. This is our hope. Where Jesus is, one day we will be. And in order that this journey will be strengthened and be secure and really be reality, Jesus prayed to the Father to give us the Holy Spirit, to assist us, to guide us, and to make us come safe to our eternal home. God bless you.